Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. We knew this was coming. Yep, our boy Lane is headed to LSU. I think that was becoming pretty obvious. Ole Miss, I'm sorry you're going through this. I know it sucks. Look, I'm a Tennessee fan. I knew this was coming. There was no question whatsoever. He's a job jumper. It's what he does.
Thanks for coming, guys. This was not an easy decision. This is something that happened very quick. A decision that myself and my family made. And we've been here 14 months. The support has been unbelievable here. I really believe that this is probably the only place that I would have left here to go, was to go to Southern Cal.
Us Tennessee fans, we have great empathy for you. You didn't deserve this. You treated him like gold. He's Lane. He can't help but be Lane. It's just the way that it is.
It's not your fault. I know. It's not your fault.
Oh my God.
And for Florida, I know you were in the Lane sweepstakes. You were in first place. You were going to be number one and all that. And then LSU came in and Regina Georged you. And you thought you were Regina George. Little did you know. Yeah, LSU was the real bully.
Honey, look around you. To everyone here who matters, you're vapor. You're spam. A waste of perfectly good yearbook space. Nothing's going to change that.
And Lane's going to make about $13 to $15 million a year over about 7 years. Jimmy Sexton took care of that. He made sure that everybody else got a raise, of course, because he's been floating names around. Jimmy's doing what Jimmy does as well. And that's get coaches lots of raises. And here's the thing. When ticket prices go to where the middle-income folks with their kids can't go anymore, will that satisfy Jimmy and the coaches? Nope. They won't be satisfied until only corporations can go to games. You either have to be part of a corporation or own one. Then you'll be able to actually go see a game live. When ticket prices are around $2,000, $3,000 a piece, that's when they'll slow down. Jimmy will say, I've probably done enough. And the coaches, they might, no, they'll keep going until only the multimillionaires can go.
Message.
Now, what does this mean for Ole Miss? Well, you're in the John Summerall sweepstakes now, and it's going to be difficult because Florida's now in those sweepstakes. They've accepted the fact very angrily that they are no longer in the Lane sweepstakes, and they're in the runner-up division. And Summerall, for some reason, has gotten really hot, and it's because availability. That's who's available, okay? And he's been winning at Tulane. He won at Troy. He's a fine coach, but he's a group of five coach. So you have no idea what he's going to do in the Power Four. Billy Napier was a great group of five coach. How'd that work out for you, Flo Rida? Probably not so good, huh? So maybe he works out. We don't know. But he's the hottest one out there, and you're going for the runner-up. It's tough out there. I'm telling you, it's hard to keep your coach. You know, we got Josh Heupel, and I've even got people upset. Look, we got beat by Diego Built. Not Vanderbilt, Diego Built. They're a different team with him.
Ah! Pain! Pain! Pain!
But Clark Lee got himself a big raise. Eli Drinkwitz got a big raise. Nebraska coach, all down the line, coach after coach after coach got 20, 30% raises just for average seasons. And we'll have to give Josh a raise as well, I'm sure. I have no doubt of that. For an 8-4 season, is what it is, folks. And we're going to 9 games in the SEC next year. That may be one of the reasons why Lane's wanting to go to LSU, where he knows, they're going to spend a ton of money on him. And he's been promised $25 million a year in NIL. I have on top of the 15.5 he's going to get from the revenue sharing. Of course, they get like 3/4 of it. I don't know how they're going to spend another 25. It just seems crazy. Deloitte's going to have a say in that, and then that's going to be a big lawsuit. And don't worry, I'll cover that. But anyway, that's his promise, that he's going to be able to spend about $40 million a year. I don't see how that plays out without winding up in court. But anyway, that's where we're at. LSU, you are the king bully. You are the bully of bullies. You came in, Ole Miss hadn't done a thing to you, swept in took their coach from them because you couldn't find one on your own, so you had to go take somebody else's. And it's all about the money. LSU, congratulations. You've got more money than Ole Miss, so you win. You win. You have more money. It's the way it is. Ole Miss, you don't deserve this at all. And Florida was going to do the exact same thing. They were in the catbird seat until LSU showed up in the high school and took over. And believe me, Ole Miss, as upset as you are right now, Florida is probably even more upset. That's the mindset of a bully. When they don't get what they want, they can't understand it. I heard the word no. I'm Florida. We had Urban Meyer. We had Spurrier. How can you say no to us? Like this, no. Lane said no. And LSU said, get out of my way. You're not good enough. So the rich get richer, the poor get beat up in the SEC, and that's college football today. That's the way it is. Yeah, you found a coach. You gave him an opportunity. You don't get to keep him because the wealthy teams are going to come in and smack you upside the head and take your coach and then act like, oh, look what we did. We won a championship. Yeah, because you went in and stole somebody else's coach. And don't start on me about UCF and Tennessee. UCF is a stepping stone school, folks. If you take a coach from Tulane, that's fine. That's a stepping stone school. Like John Summerall. Oh, you took UCF's coach, Josh. Yeah, it's a stepping stone job. He was making $3 million there. We paid him $8 million. What would you do? That's a big difference. A really good coach is not going to stop at UCF or Tulane. They're going to keep going until they get to a Power 4 that can pay them. And they have a chance for a national title. Makes perfect sense. So don't start in on me about Tennessee took. No. And Rick Barnes had been fired by Texas, so don't start in on me about that. And Tony Vitello was an assistant coach before we got him. And when San Francisco came and got Tony Vitello, guess what we did? We hired his assistant, Josh Elander, who was third base coach at Tennessee. So hush. Don't try to throw that hypocrite label on me. We didn't go steal Josh Heupel. He was at UCF. He was right for the picking. And you know at UCF, don't start that crap with me. Anyway, that's the deal. We knew this was coming. I did this earlier because I knew it. And I was like, I might as well have it ready. Plus, I couldn't go live because there's 10 trillion people in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg in the Smoky Mountains, so the internet stinks. Oh my gosh, I look like I'm in slow motion. It's like claymation. Y'all remember claymation? You put one foot in front of the other. Da-da-da-da. Anyway, if you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like button. If you hadn't subscribed, boom, boom, and boom. Hit that button right there. It'll cost you a dime, help you get my videos. And right over here is most recent video, YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk J.
When dealing with powerful criminal elements, one can never be too well prepared.